Hi, my name is Eddy Shigley. I'm the director of the Kern Ministry Program at Indiana Wesleyan University. And you might ask yourself, what's the Kern Program? Great question. The Kern Program is an amazing academic program here at Indiana Wesleyan, specifically for ministry students. And in the Kern Program, you can get 2 degrees in 5 years. The first degree is an undergraduate degree in 8 different majors, and the second degree is a Master's of Practical Theology. A Master's of Practical Theology is an equivalent to a Master's of Divinity, which is, I would say, the Lamborghini of ministry degrees. And so in 5 years, you can get 2 degrees. That process usually takes 4 years for the undergrad and another 3 or 4 years for a master's. So that process is usually 7 to 8 years. We can do it in 5. You might ask that question, well, how in the world can you do it in 5? Great question. Well, it's an accelerated program, and if you have some high school credits coming into college, that will help. We also, we have May term classes, we have summer classes you can take back home or here on site here at Indiana Wesleyan. And it's not just an academic program. We believe it's a unique learning environment where we have you in a cohort with people who are like-minded as you, who feel called to ministry and are pursuing these 2 degrees as well. And so in this cohort model, we believe through this program we can do 3 things really well. And that is being deeply formed, the first thing. The second thing is that you're going to be better trained for ministry. And the third is for you to graduate with less debt. So let's rewind and talk about each of those 3 things. Number 1, deeply formed. We focus on 3 things in the Kern program through our cohort model. And that is, we want to go deep with you spiritually. So spiritual formation is the first thing that we want to really emphasize in the Kern program. We want to take you further with Jesus, and we want to take you faster with Him so that you can be better prepared for ministry otherwise. The second thing is we want to focus on your leadership development. We want to form you as a leader. We want to help you to grow as a leader. Every pastor is going to be leading people. Doesn't matter what position in the church you hold, you're going to be a leader of others, and so we want to help you to grow as a leader. The third thing we want to focus on is simply ministry skills. What is it to be a pastor? What are those skills that you need that are not just theory, but actually the practical things that you're going to need and use in the church or in some sort of ministry context? And we want to take you from the theory in the classroom to the practice of the church or ministry environment. And so we have a lot of ways that we do that. I mean, one of the ways we do that is we have practicums that you can get very practical experience in a local church or in a ministry context. We have internships, and we also have a pastoral residency. But before I get ahead of myself, I want to go back to the 3 things about the Kern program. Remember, deeply formed. We talked about those 3 things. The second thing, we want to make sure you're better trained for ministry by being a part of the Kern program. And part of that better trained for ministry is that you're going to have the cohort model in which you're going to have another 20, 25, 30 students just like you, and where iron sharpens iron is the model in which we are using in our cohort. The second thing about this is that we're going to take you on retreats. Each year we're going to go on a retreat that we're going to focus on the spiritual formation, we're going to focus on the leadership development and ministry skills so that you are better trained. And this is an all-expense paid retreat each year. And so we pay for the transportation, we pay for the conference expenses, we pay for the food, we pay for the hotels, and we simply want to invest in you so that you are better trained going into ministry. The third thing we talked about is we want you to graduate with less debt. Who in the world wants to graduate with less debt? I'd like to sign up for that one as well. And that is, we scholarship this program. And so you're going to receive a scholarship by simply being in the Kern program. And we want to make sure that we help you through this process in your undergraduate level, but also in the master's level, we're going to scholarship you at about a 35% of the total tuition. We're going to scholarship that. Because as a future pastor, as a future minister of the gospel, we don't want you to be tied down with debt. We want you to be free to go where God has called you to go. and to do what God has called you to do. And we believe you can do that by being deeply formed. Secondly, by being better trained for ministry. And third, to graduate with less debt. Now, what else is this Kern program? Well, I believe that this unique learning environment, not only is it 5 years of an experience in which you have this iron sharpens iron, and you guys are guys and girls in a ministry context, in a cohort, really sharpening one another. But it also is a network of friendships that you're going to have not just for 5 years, but hopefully for the next 50 years. That you can hold yourselves accountable to the things that are good and true and holy and pure. You can weep with one another when you experience hurt in ministry or in family life, but you can also rejoice with one another and celebrate the wins in ministry and in family life. And there's nothing like having great friends to walk this journey with, because I don't think we are meant to, we're not meant to pastor in isolation. And leadership can often be lonely, but instead, I believe we're meant to minister in community. And this is a very unique learning community that you will love, that you'll get excited about, and that you will cherish for the rest of your life. So when you graduate after 3 years with a ministry degree, you enter into your master's program. And with the Master's of Practical Theology, you'll still be on site here on location at Indiana Wesleyan University. And so you'll still be able to interact with your friends who still don't graduate for that year. Even though you've graduated early, you'll still be able to mix with them. And then the other thing about this, the 5th year or the 2nd year of your master's, and this is what's really unique about this program, will help place you into what we call a pastoral residency, into a teaching church. And you'll finish the program online, and you'll be taking very practical courses so you can apply what you've learned into the local church or into your ministry context. And through that pastoral residency, you're going to have mentors and coaches and supervisors helping you to learn specifically what it is and how to do ministry and what ministry is while you're still taking classes. And in this pastoral residency, we've teamed up with some fantastic churches all across the United States in which you can learn and grow as a pastor. In a sense, there's like a safety net there, because you'll have probably 3 different coaches. You'll have an academic coach and me. You'll have a ministry coach in the local church, and you'll have a life coach in the local church. And I think those 3 coaches are going to help you to grow as a young pastor and help you to be the pastor and the person that God wants you to be. So that's the Kern Ministry Program in a nutshell. Come check us out, and you can see us online or come for a visit. We'd love to meet you.